Hi everyone. So anyways, today I'm going to do an Inglot overview for you guys. The Inglot overview is going to be based off of my own collection of eyeshadows, cream blushes, lipsticks, gel liners, and whatever else I might have. And also kind of go through the numbering system a little bit for you and talk about the products that I like, the ones that caught my eye, or the ones that are obviously in my own collection. I'm going to start off with one of the first palettes that I ever owned from Inglot. I just want to say that some sizes of these eyeshadows that I have are no longer available through Inglot. I believe it's the 1.5 or 1.8 pans that you can no longer get, so they look like this. You can get all these colors that I'm showing you right now in the 2.5 pans. These just were not selling. They're a little more inexpensive than the 2.5s, but not by a long shot. And people just, yeah, like they weren't buying them. Is the matte finishes, and the mattes actually start with the number 3. So if that kind of helps clarify a bit of the numbering system for you, there you have it. So this is number 351, and it's just sort of a white kind of creamy color. And then this is number 361 matte, and it's just sort of a peach. So I don't think I'm going to go through every single one of these and swatch them for you, because it'll literally be the longest video in history. So what I'm going to do is link my video overview of the lipsticks in the bottom bar so you can see all those. And I also actually do have a swatch of all my shadows that I own on my blog, and I'll let you check that out. The DS's, or double sparkles, they start with the number 4. This is 461. It's just a nutty brown color with some shimmer. The AMC finish starts with the number 6, so this is number 68, and so on and so forth. AMC is usually a 2-digit number. It can also start with the number 5 or the number 7. This is 54 AMC, this sort of warm brown, and the list just goes down. So once again, I'll put the swatches on my blog so you can go ahead and check out that whole palette. The rainbow shadows, they start with the number 1 and end with the letter R, R meaning rainbow. So 111R is up top, this light peach that transcends from a light peach to a darker peach. This is number 112R, which I'm actually wearing 112R in my crease. I'm using the 2 lighter shades. This right here is 114R, and the slightly darker or more pinky toned one is 115R. So you get the gist. 1111 ends with the letter R. Once again, the double sparkles, they usually start with the number 4, and this is 465 DS all the way down here. I just really liked that color. Yes, it's not a rainbow shade. I just thought it would work well with some of the ones in here, and I wanted it, so I went ahead and picked that up. So that's the only reason it's in that palette. The pearls, they start with the number 4, but they're usually in the lower digits. For example, the double sparkles are like number 461, 491, so they're usually greater. But the pearls start with the number 4 in the early 4s, like number 403 right here up top. So very low digited 4s. I'll show you another example of a pearl in the lesser digits. They usually start off really low and go to about the teens, if that makes any sense. So here's another pearl, and it's number 414. So you get the idea. AMC shine finishes, they're usually 2 digits as well, but they're in the much lesser lower digited numbers. AMC usually starts with a 5, a 6, or a 7. So it's usually in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And then the AMC, the shines, they start with the number 2, usually 26. They can go up to the 45s, but they don't go through the 50s. Pigmentation. I know a lot of people are wondering about Inglot pigmentation that can't get to a makeup counter. Pigmentation, it rubs right off. Like, it's incredible. This is a plethora of finishes. I barely touch this. It's all over my fingers. Like, boom. I barely tap that. That's not even a swipe. That's a press. And you have all that pigment. So these are very pigmented, and they're also a little powdery. So when you blend them out, I do not recommend putting your foundation on. And they're powdery yet creamy, if that makes any sense. They do kick up a little bit of dust, but they're not so powdery to the point where they're chalky. I know like BH palettes, cardstock palettes, things like that, those are extremely, extremely chalky. Those kick up so much dust and powder, literally like sidewalk chalk. These are powdery in the sense that like a really kind of creamy, smooth baby powder would be creamy, if that makes sense to you. They, I haven't had any issues with Inglot shadows staining my eyelids. I know sugar pill eyeshadows are more prone to doing that. I don't have issues with glitter running down my face. I know actual glitter makeup is more prone to doing that than these are. I don't consider these glitter makeup. Actually, the glitter sits beautifully on the skin without being like overdone. I'm wearing some shimmery shadows now, like 467 right here. And then I have 501 on as well, and a little bit of 390 matte. We'll go into their blushes, which are another great powder product from Inglot, and I actually only have one powder blush, and it is number 35, and it does look a little bit like a NARS blush, and actually sits on the face just like you see right here on the pan, which is either a pro or a con. If you like this color but you don't like the shimmer, I know some people consider the NARS blushes, one of the biggest pros with people who like NARS blushes is that they're so pigmented, but the glitter doesn't actually sit on the skin, which is great for some people who like the color but don't like glitter on their face. These are not going to react like NARS blushes. The glitter will fall down your face, on your face, it'll be on your cheeks. So consider that when you're buying these. I think it's can be quite beautiful depending on the look that you're going for. I love doing a barely there eye with a very shimmery cheek on like your day off, or even just a pinup eye. I do have on the Inglot 35 blush today. I also really love their cream blushes, and we'll quickly go over their cream blushes. I have two. Super pigmented, super creamy, just super. I think that these blend really easily. All it takes is like a pinch of the color, really. Like, you just need a finger. This is number 90, and it doesn't look like much, but it's actually one of their darker peaches. I'm wearing it today with the number 35 powder blush on top. The number 81, which looks like a blush that would run for more deeper skin tone, and but you could actually use this even if you are lighter skin tone. They do melt a bit, so if you film, whatever, just be sure to keep them away or they start to kind of move around. What I really like are the gel liners, and I have made the decision to only get the colors I like because these don't last longer than a year on average. They will last you a little bit longer if you turn them upside down, store them upside down, so the number and the finish is visible rather than the top of the lid. I do recommend getting their traditional top selling number 77 gel liner, which I actually am not wearing right now, but I have worn it several times. I just recommend getting it because it'll be the blackest black you ever had. I've never tried their mixing medium, so I don't know how it applies with that. Glide like butter, and you do have to kind of sketch it on a little bit because I know it's going to stay all day. I still set it with black eyeshadow just to ensure that it lasts a little longer. The next color is actually really fun, and I traditionally like darker eyeliner, so this is kind of a stretch for me. But this is the number 75 Eggplant gel liner. Super pretty. What I traditionally like to do with colored liners now, I found a way to use them, is put on my regular black and then just do a touch of the color on top. Or I like to take a pencil liner and just smooth a little bit of the color onto the waterline. I think that's really pretty. I really like to do that with this 85 green color. I'd like to get it in yellow as well because I really love that bright punch on the waterline. It's super attractive. You could do that with, you know, a white gel liner. You could do that on the waterline because I know it's hard to find a cruelty-free matte white eyeliner, and that would be a great way to go about it. My collection of Inglot lipsticks, and I would say I collected so many MAC lipsticks that I don't really use a whole lot anymore, so I've been definitely 100% more careful with my Inglot collecting. I have some nudes and some fun colors. What I wanted to do with my Inglot lipsticks was get colors that I did not already have, for sure, because I have such a vast MAC collection and I want to push myself to finish as much of it as I can. Anyways, the 224 is a light shimmery pink, and I don't really have anything like MAC that resembles Cream Cup or Angel, so that to me was a good buy. The color is 412, and it kind of reminds me of MAC's Rebel. if you will, which I don't have. So to me, once again, that was a good buy. It was a great way to try an Inglot matte and see what the texture was like, and I find them to be way more creamy than the MAC mattes. This is number 192, also a pale pink. 224 is got a very nude base in comparison. Hope you can see that. And definitely a little bit pearlier. 243, which was my first Inglot lipstick, and this does remind me a bit of Max Impassioned, but I love it. I do like Max Impassioned. I do own it. This is a little bit more pinker though. It's 147 and it is a pale purple lavender color. Reminds me of Max Quite Cute. Very pretty. And actually I did dupe this to Max Quite Cute. That barely there finish, color sheen, whatever, it's all there, right there, right there. Next color, oh, is the nude I got. This is the 263 and it is literally nude. Very pale nude, but it's got a pink undertone to it, so it's beautiful. I've got some new ones in here that aren't in my Inglot.
Virus database has been updated.
Okay, virus database has been updated. 156, which is one of my favorite warm tone reds. This is actually a pearl finish. What I like about Inglot's pearl finishes is that they're a little bit butterier, creamier, and have a stronger base tone than MAC Frosts. The next color is 140, and it is literally a hot pink. I got this to resemble Max Candy Yum Yum. I missed out on the Quite Cute collection. It was one of the first Inglot collections I missed out on. So it was kind of important to me to dupe it to make myself feel kind of set, like I had gotten pieces, even though these are not the exact ones. This next color is 191, and this was mailed to me via a subscriber. Super, super sweet, and I would have never picked this out for myself, but I love it. It's actually very rosy undertoned, but when you swatch it, it's more coral. So that's why I mean by like, I would have never picked that. Like I would have thought it was more rose. Anyways, the next and last item, and then we'll shut up for the day, is the Inglot foundations. I used to have one of their powdered setting powders. Oh, I still do. Powdered setting powder. We'll go over that last. Inglot YSM cream foundation. It has a coconut oil base in it. It's very creamy, very wet. This is ideal for young skin. The only thing I do not love about this foundation is the color range. I get asked by so many very pale, lovely ladies out there which color is perfect for me, and I have to say I have one of the palest shades, and that's kind of not cool. Number 41 being the lightest in this range. I have number 43, and it's pretty deep, as you can tell, for a light foundation. If you want to go to the lighter side, I do recommend one of their cream foundations, which is their Inglot Cream Foundation, which I will review this separately. I'm still kind of playing with it, but it kind of looks like this. Kind of comes in like a Illamasqua looking bottle. Illamasqua puts their Rich Liquid Foundation and their skin base or whatever in the same box. It's just kind of a cool little box, and like I said, I'm still working with it, but both of these are pretty creamy. I'm wearing the Inglot AMC cream right now in number 25. 23 is super yellow, super pink and super fair, so when the color range drops, it drops drastically. This next and last product is the Inglot powder setting powder. It's very creamy and very buttery and kicks up a lot of dust, and it gets used up very quickly. I probably have barely touched this and already has a hole in the pan. It is a great dupe if you're looking for a cruelty-free, vegan and paraben-free version of MAC's Skin Finish. The color range, once again, not so hot for the young skin setting powders. They do have translucent powders and loose powders and stuff like that, but this is the powder I've tried. I do really like this, and especially as somebody who was getting off of the MAC Skin Finish when I tried this, I very much fell in love. My skin right now does not need something this creamy, but if your skin's very dry and you fit the bill for the color range, I do recommend giving it a whirl. It's only $15 or so for one of these, but once again, you go through it very fast, so I do recommend applying it with a very light hand and a very light brush, so you get a little bit more use out of your product. Taking a very heavy brush like this is going to use up all of your product, and you'll be sorry that you wasted so much, because you don't need that much on your face all at once. So view their powders kind of all the same, if you will. They all are very pigmented, kick up a lot of dust, and you don't need heavy brushes to apply their shadows, their blushes, or anything like that. So I hope that you enjoyed my overview of Inglot, and I thank you so much for watching.